All right, so it's time for the watch list video here for Monday, August 10th. I'm starting off with my equity curve, as I said in chat this past week. I don't show this to brag. Maybe you could argue I do, because my reason that I show it is because I'm very, very, very proud of it. And I'm proud of it because something a lot of people don't realize or won't tell you is that trading for a living is super, super, super hard. It is very hard. It's not hard to learn a process. It's hard to learn a process and then follow that process day after day after day after day. And that is why most people fail. Even if you, well, for one, a lot of people get sucked into heavy advertisers who don't teach you a process at all. They actually teach you to chase so they can sell to you, have huge profits from the new people they just destroyed, and then advertise the new profits. And then people say, hey, wow, look at how much money this guy's made. And then they follow them. And it's a never-ending cycle. They're just burning through new traders. But let's just say you find someone who teaches you a repeatable process that can result in an equity curve like this. Even then, it's very, very hard because you're a human being, right? And there's no one standing over your shoulder to say, hey, you can't double down here. That's against the rules. You can do whatever you want. You're in your own home office, trading your own money. You can do whatever you want and nobody can stop you, right? So that's what makes trading so hard. Most of us fail because we're human. I have learned over the years through failure time and time again that you have to be much less human when you trade, and that following our process that we teach is what results in this equity curve. So I am super proud of it. I'm going to quit babbling now and get into the watch list for tomorrow. Actually, generally I start with the SPY. I don't even know why that stock was up there. Pretty narrow range on Friday. But very, very close to all-time highs. It's an impressive market when you consider, the whole pandemic thing, right? So what are we watching for Monday? OPGN had a big day. Actually, let me show you this real quick. Normally, I'll zoom in here. Normally, I would, I tweeted this, right? I tweeted these gains and said, normally I would be really, really proud of this, right? Hey, that's a nice little trade. 1,154 in one symbol in one day. That's a nice little trade. But I tweeted it making fun of myself because I literally left what would equate to probably a brand new car on the table by selling too soon. This thing went from, I'll show you the entry. It looked like this. All right, so it had already gapped up, sold off, taken out the highs. It looked like, okay, the run's over. Next thing you know, it's flagging and holding up pretty well. And I had said over the microphone, or maybe I typed it, I'm not sure, I liked it over 270 because it's holding up really well. Possible squeeze, love the daily, had good news, low float. All these things were lining up. And what I didn't see was Arthur, let me make sure I got Arthur G in our chat room had already typed in the 270 idea. So even before I said it, one thing I love about our chat room is usually somebody is in there seeing a good setup, even if I'm not, or vice versa. So, and then anyway, there's the 270 break. It never came back to 270. Maybe it did here. I'm not sure. Nope, 272. And ended up going up over 440. So that's what I mean when I say I left a new car, at the very least, a lot of money on the table. So, here's a little tidbit about trading you may not have heard before. You can have your best day ever and the stock market will still make you feel like an idiot. I have never ended a trading day not feeling stupid about something I did. And that's because if you break it down, we're trading the unknown, right? We're trading the future. So there's no way to be a perfect trader and nail every trade because you don't know what's going to happen. So all you can do is place your bets with the odds in your favor, protect the downside, scale out into strength and so on. But you're never going to buy the bottom and then sell the top. And so we all leave money on the table every day. It's impossible not to. And human nature dictates that you will always feel a little stupid. Even if you have a great trade, you'll say, oh man, I could have sold it higher, or oh, I could have bought it lower first. You have to learn to laugh at that and just know that that's always going to be the case, and then just keep finding setups and keep trading them, using a process. So anyway, long story short, OPGN closing well off its highs, kind of in the middle of its range, but will be on watch all week for a follow-through day. CNDT, big volume there, closing off its highs, but I'm a day trader, so I'm going to have it on watch. Remember, I'm in cash every night, so these are just hopefully going to give me an A+ setup on Monday. ACER, biggest volume going back several months, and kind of a breakout, maybe a continuation day tomorrow. ADMS, kind of the same thing, big volume, strong close. AMC, This is movie theater, so I'm on the fence about even having it on watch because even if they all open, I don't know that people are going to go. I, for one, have learned to absolutely love watching movies at home. But anyway, big volume, and maybe the whole number 5 comes into play tomorrow, knowing that 526 was Friday's high. So I did throw it on a chart. I do think there's a lot of shorts in that one. PRPO, I've had it on Bounce Watch for a few days. No trigger in it on Friday, so it just goes back on Bounce Watch. I typed that one wrong. FSLY. Pretty decimated here after earnings, but down to support right in this area. So it does go on Bounce Watch for a possible trade setup on Monday. Kind of the same thing with CWH. Couple ugly days. I mean, if you think about it, 3 sessions ago, this was about 42.50 and went almost to 30. Went down to 30.52 on Friday. So you might get a short-term bounce there. JMIA. This thing, I had it on Bounce Watch. I think somebody in chat called this and caught it early. I never did trade this one on Friday, but a pretty strong close. So we're going to watch that one. It's definitely showing strength again. And this right here, this red candle, especially if I slide over and show you, that looked like a nasty reversal and it's probably done going up. And that's generally the look you'll see. But then when that happens and they start to curl up again, you could have some shorts caught, right? So that one goes on watch. LEDS, kind of a sleeper pick. But, you know, some good, I saw a tidbit in chat, I want to say on Thursday, somebody posted a link, something about LEDS and their product used to, you know, kill COVID. And actually, I think some airlines, I don't know if they're using LEDS's product, but LEDS actually has an ultraviolet light type product to, I want to say maybe in the medical, I thought I remembered, can't remember now, Cincinnati Medical or something. Anyway, that might be tied in. So this requires some research, but the news is possibly looking pretty good on this one, and it's a low float. I'm going to double check that before the morning and see if I can find those links to kind of verify it. But this one, possible big move coming up. We'll see. Again, I'll double check on that. FUV, nice pop back here. Almost round tripped, and now it's starting to curl back up. Electric vehicle maker. And holding up pretty well after this pop when it looked like it was just going to roll over. So let's keep it. And the EV plays have been pretty hot anyway. AKER, big pop back here, lower high here, and really a nice flag forming. So this one looks pretty good. A couple more. ZAGG, Z-A-G-G, big spike here to a little over 450. Secondary spike to 416. Looked like a round trip, and next thing you know, it's right back up again. So this one's super interesting to me. Friday's high, I'm going to round up and say 413, and this would have been Wednesday's high, 416. So certainly potential breakout and maybe a run to this 450. And if it gets over that, big breakout. So you kind of have a stacked catalyst scenario setting up on ZAGG. And then lastly, CVEO, big volume day here that topped out at $1.06. And then, you know, it's kind of just been slowly climbing ever since. I don't really love the move from down here to back up to a recent high. It feels like it, I don't know. I don't love this one, but and I don't think it's, I think it's kind of a big flow too, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, and we'll find some gappers to add to this in the pre-market as well. So there's going to be plenty to watch. Show up ready and alert on Monday, and I'll see you guys in the chat room.